Should you tell your ex how you feel about them? That is exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video. This is not going to be something that you're probably going to hear a lot of places, so please make sure you pay attention and watch this video all the way through to the end. Hey there, it's Clay with modernlove.life. Today we're talking about should you tell your ex how you feel about them? Before we go ahead and get started, I want to just take a little check-in with you and start to talk about, okay, what is it we actually hope is going to come out of sharing our feelings with our ex? Do we think this is going to bring us closer together, create an opportunity for more connection, a relationship, a new opportunity for us to get back together, whatever the case might be? Actually think about what you want as the outcome and then say, hey, is this likely to bring me there? Or is this just some sort of emotional urge that I'm feeling and I don't know why and I'm just impulsively acting on it, right? We've got to think about this stuff. One thing I want you to understand is that many times people believe that simply sharing something like the fact that I still love you is going to cause the other person to actually love us. It doesn't really work that way. Many times what people will do is they'll project their own interest or their own affection or their own emotions onto another person and believe that that person must feel the same way that they feel. It's not necessarily that case. Of course, empathy can be very powerful, but just because you are feeling something doesn't mean that the other person is feeling the exact same thing. So we have to develop real empathy rather than just projecting our emotional state onto other people. However, with that being said, sharing emotions can accomplish a couple different things. It can bring significance to an interaction if we're not actually experiencing a significant connection. Like if we're just skimming the surface, talking about surface level things, the weather, sports, TV shows, video games, news, stuff like that, and we're not having anything really meaningful show up between the two of us, then yeah, introducing some sort of significance, like, hey, I have these big feelings for you, can suddenly shift things down to that emotional level. Of course, there's countless other ways that we can create emotional rapport as well too. We talk about that in great detail inside of the X Solution course and also Effortless Connection, if those are things that you need a little bit of help with. Like X Solution course is for building an emotional bond and connection, and Effortless Connection is about communication. Many times those two things are overlapped and sort of interwoven together, but those are our two courses on those individual subjects. If you just want significance and if you just want meaning, then I probably wouldn't necessarily recommend spilling your guts and saying like, hey, I love you, I've never stopped loving you, I'd do anything to be with you. But I'd really recommend just building an emotional bond, as we've talked about in those two courses. Introducing how you feel, although can introduce another interesting aspect into the conversation as well too, which is vulnerability. And vulnerability is of course something very powerful in creating an emotional connection. However, if we're going to do this, we want to make sure that we're doing it the right way, because you see there's positive vulnerability and there's also negative vulnerability. Before we go ahead and get into the difference between the two of those, I'd really like you to, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button for this to kind of help us out with the YouTube algorithm, and also hit the subscribe button as well too if you're not already subscribed to this channel, and make sure you hit the bell icon so that you can get notified the next time we publish and upload new content. Also, I like to live stream a lot as well too, so if you want to catch me on a live stream, you're probably going to want to have hit that bell icon so that you know when a live stream is coming up and you can tune in and ask some questions in the live chat, and maybe I can answer those questions and we can get to interact a little bit with one another. But anyway, there is of course positive vulnerability and negative vulnerability. Negative vulnerability is what a lot of people are actually thinking of when they're thinking of sharing how they feel with their partner. They're thinking of saying like, hey, you are making me feel this way. You are making me frustrated. Why won't you just give us another chance? I love you so much and I would be so happy if you would take me back. And the main element that makes negative vulnerability negative, that leaves a negative impact on other people, is that you're making someone else responsible for your emotional state. You are making me feel this way. You are doing this. You hold the keys to my happiness, and I need you to say yes to a relationship so that I can feel happy. These are all key elements of negative vulnerability. But positive vulnerability is vulnerability where you're taking ownership of your emotional state. Of course, you can have a emotional, normal human experience of being affected by things that are happening to you, but you are solely responsible for your emotional state. And one of the best ways that you can really express this is, by using I statements like, I feel blank when blank happens. That can be one powerful way to do that. Of course, there's countless other ways that you can do that as well too, but we really want to be focusing in on owning our emotional experience and owning that experience of our emotional state when we're expressing that to our partner. As we do this, we're actually able to create more vulnerability and encourage them to open up and share more themselves in a way that actually brings closeness rather than hurt feelings and distance. This is a nuance that a lot of other, so-called relationship experts and breakup experts may have glossed over when it comes to this whole process. And they'll just give you some blanket statement like, never tell your ex anything that you feel because you need to be a robot, because we all love emotionless robots and statues, right? I'm a little bit crazy today. Anyway, if you do want some actual help creating a strong emotional connection, I'd really like to see you inside of our course called the X Solution program. It's over at modernlove.life/ESP. We're going to help you to create a strong emotional connection with your ex that brings the two of you closer together. More importantly, your ex is going to have a lot of concerns and challenges in their journey towards connecting with you, and we're going to help you through those as well too, as we go through your ex's 5 stages of getting back together. But anyway, you can go ahead and check that out over at modernlove.life/ESP or down in the description box below. Check it out, see if it's right for you. If it is, feel free to sign up. If not, hey, no worries. But if you want to keep going on this journey and watch more of our videos, please go ahead and check out this video series over here on advanced relational skills. It'll help you with connecting more on an emotional level, and it'll help you create that powerful emotional bond with your ex. Check it out right over there, or feel free to join us inside the ESP course. Anyway, take care.